Jay-Z ordered to take DNA test, hidden son threats, violence and explosive claims uncovered. You'll better sit down for this one. Because what just happened is wild. Jay-Z, one of the biggest names in music, might be caught in the middle of a major scandal, and it's not just about money or fame this time. We're talking about possible criminal charges and a secret son he's allegedly been hiding for years. Yes, you read that right. A man named Rymir Satterthwaite has been claiming for nearly 2 decades that Jay-Z is his father. And now, a judge has finally ruled that Jay-Z must take a DNA test. If that test comes back positive, things could get very ugly, not just for Jay-Z's public image, but legally too, because here's the messy part. Rymir's mother was a minor when she claims Jay-Z got involved with her, and if that turns out to be true, it could lead to statutory charges. Not only that, but if Jay-Z transported her across state lines back then, that's a federal offense. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Hours after the court's ruling, Rymir made some serious allegations. He claims Jay-Z tried to silence his mom. Even worse, he says his own car was shot at, and he believes Jay-Z put money on his head to shut him up. The story starts in the early 90s. Let's rewind to where this all began. Back in 1992, a young woman named Wanda signed a sworn statement claiming she had slept with Jay-Z. She said she was only 16 years old at the time and still in high school, according to her. Jay-Z used the name Rock, and they met in Brooklyn. Wanda also said that a friend named Kishia Allen witnessed the whole thing. Wanda claimed they used protection, but the condom broke and she became pregnant. She said Jay-Z came by once after that and then disappeared. She didn't have any contact info for him and never saw him again. A paternity mystery that lasted decades. When Wanda gave birth to her son Rymir, she originally thought her boyfriend at the time, Robert Graves, was the father. His name was even listed on Rymir's birth certificate, but later, a DNA test proved Robert wasn't the father, so his name was removed legally. Wanda then said that the only other man she had been intimate with around that time was Jay-Z, making him the only possible father. Since then, Wanda and Rymir have been trying to get the courts to force Jay-Z to take a paternity test. But for years, they faced obstacle after obstacle. Jay-Z's team was ready to settle until it got risky. At one point, Jay-Z's legal team seemed ready to settle the matter privately. Wanda's godmother
You have every right to know who your father is. Dr. Lily, why do you think that it seemed that Jay-Z, via his people, were willing to work something out behind the scenes and then all of a sudden that stopped? Why? Why do you think that he is refusing to take a paternity test and stopped, working with you all behind the scenes? What was driving that, in your opinion?
Well, part of it was a rumor that was told that he didn't like the fact that this particular case was in the public, and he had a problem with Rymir putting it in the public, which was not Rymir, was his mother. It kind of got leaked out. So he didn't like that.
I did this. I didn't. But that's why. Yeah, can I throw my little 2 cents on all that? People, I did not. Then I'm going to support my mom until I pass, even after that. So I didn't bring this up. I didn't bring this to court. This was all. My mom started this.
Right.
Be there to support her, and I'm always going to be there to support her, which I think everyone should do for their parents. And it's no problem with that.
So basically, in a nutshell, I just believe that was a big part of it. He didn't like the fact that it was in public. There was a time that Mr. Carter was trying to resolve the matter in the very beginning, and he was doing it in the best interest of Rymir. And then somewhere he left his heart and started thinking with his head. But at the end of the day, he knew something. And these people are the low-end attorneys who were at the bottom, so to speak, trying to do what they were doing.
Do you think part of it is because Wanda was 16?
Yeah, well, definitely that's the big part of it. The allegations that we have, that the affidavit says that Wanda was 16 and he was 22. That's in Wanda's own words.
Right.
So therefore, that would be something that would make some people uncomfortable.
Right. Well, it's a crime.
Confirmed that Jay-Z's in-house lawyers reached out and seemed willing to resolve it behind the scenes. They even discussed signing Rymir to Jay-Z's record label after he finished school, since he's a talented musician. But then, everything changed, according to Wanda's godmother. Once Jay-Z's lawyers realized that Wanda was underage at the time of their alleged encounter, they backed out. If Jay-Z admitted to being Rymir's father, it could open the door to serious charges, not just paternity-related, but criminal ones involving a minor. From that point on, Jay-Z reportedly decided to fight the case all the way rather than settle Wanda's death in Rymir's solo legal battle. Wanda passed away in 2019, never seeing her case resolved. After her death, Rymir took over the legal battle on his own, and things only got more intense. He says Jay-Z used his influence and money to delay the case, pay off legal teams, and even influence judges. According to Rymir, these tactics caused multiple setbacks, including one major blow when the Supreme Court rejected the case, saying it didn't have the authority to reopen previous court rulings. But Rymir wasn't ready to quit, a surprise. Help from Beyoncé's mom. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, something unexpected happened. Jay-Z's mother-in-law, Tina Knowles, Beyoncé's mom, released a book. And in that book, she casually mentioned that Jay-Z owned a property in New Jersey. That detail changed everything. Jay-Z's legal team had been arguing that he wasn't required to take a DNA test in New Jersey because he didn't live there or own any property in the state. That loophole had allowed him to dodge the test for years. But now, with Tina's book stating he did have property in the state, Rymir had new evidence. He submitted that statement to the court, and guess what? The case was reopened. Court gives Jay-Z deadline for DNA test. Judge ruled that Jay-Z must respond to the complaint and the case by July 18, 2025. This is a major win for Rymir, who has been fighting this uphill battle for most of his life now. Jay-Z will either have to submit a DNA sample or face serious consequences from the court. New claims, threats, intimidation, and violence bit right after the judge's ruling. Things took a dark turn. Inside sources claim that Rymir revealed even more shocking information. According to him, after his mother filed the original case, men showed up at her job and threatened her, telling her to drop the lawsuit. Soon after, she lost her job, leaving her financially unstable and unable to afford legal help. Rymir also said the intimidation didn't stop with his mom after she passed away. His own car was shot at, and he strongly believes it wasn't random. He suspects Jay-Z was behind it, trying to silence him just like his mother. These are major allegations, and if proven true, they could have serious legal consequences for Jay-Z. Public reaction: is Jay-Z hiding something? When the court ruled that Jay-Z must take a DNA test, fans had a lot to say. Some believe this is just a money grab by Rymir, but many others think he's telling the truth and just wants closure. In interviews, Rymir has made it clear that he's not after back child support. He just wants justice for the emotional damage and trauma he's endured all these years. Some fans even say that Rymir looks exactly like Jay-Z, and they can't believe this case is still being ignored. Enter 50 Cent and Nicki Minaj. Of course, the entertainment world couldn't stay quiet. 50 Cent posted a picture referring to the situation, saying, "Oh, so this is why he was trending." It was a sly way of throwing shade without saying too much, but Nicki Minaj went in. She reposted the photo and added her own caption, saying, "I hope all is well, to God be the glory." Then she exposed Jay-Z, claiming that he owes her between $100 and $200 million in unpaid royalties from a business deal involving Tidal, his music streaming platform. She tweeted, "We've calculated about 100 to 200 million so far, Jay-Z. Call me and settle this karmic debt. It's only growing interest. You're still in my top 5 though." Nicki's shade was playful but clear. She wants her money, and she's not afraid to call him out while he's already in the hot seat. Fans weigh in on the drama. More people learned about the case. Social media exploded with opinions. Many are urging Jay-Z to just take the DNA test and put this to rest. Others are slamming him for dragging the case out for so long, especially if he knows the truth. Some of the top comments from fans include, "Just take the test, Jay. If he's not your son, prove it. This young man deserves answers. Wanda fought hard and passed away without justice. If she was underage, that changes everything. This needs to be investigated properly. Money can bury the truth, but it always comes back eventually." Final thoughts: is the truth finally coming out? This situation is no longer just about paternity. It's about justice, accountability, and truth. If Rymir really is Jay-Z's son, he deserves to know who his father is, and if Wanda was truly a minor when this happened, there could be serious legal consequences for Jay-Z, especially if any of the alleged cover-up or threats can be proven in court. As of now, all eyes are on the July 18th deadline. Will Jay-Z comply and take the test, or will more delays and legal roadblocks come up? One thing is certain: this isn't going away anytime soon. Let us know what you think. Is Jay-Z hiding something, or is this just a long-running misunderstanding? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to check out the next update as this story keeps unfolding.